I have a mint in my mouth. Hello. How you doing? What's going on? Welcome to Daily Fuel. Welcome to the replay. Oh, I usually say it the other way around, don't I? Yeah, well, I don't know. Who cares? Welcome to the show. I put this in my mouth too late. It's still there. So I'm going to talk like this the whole time because I got this thing in my mouth. Well, welcome to the show. If you're in the replay, there's a hashtag with a mint in my mouth. Kelly's here. What's up? And Ray is here. Good evening. Hi. Yeah, if you're watching in the replay, then do me a favor, let me know you're in the replay, and put a hashtag of some kind. Hashtag, why can't I ever be on time and see Bobby when he's live? Hashtag, man, that sucks that I missed it again. Something like that. You know, something to express your disappointment in yourself for not being here live. Yeah, if you're joining live, then by all means participate. Comment. You can comment the whole time. You can comment now and comment the whole time that I'm talking. I'm going to go through my spiel. I'm going to ignore the comments, and I'm going to come back to the comments, and I'm going to read them. Here's one I'm going to read right now. Hi, Bob. Hi, Dad. How you doing? Nice to see you. You're making all the lives all of a sudden. I don't know how you're doing that, but that's good. Here's a Facebook user, JJ Love. Oh, good. You put your name at least, but you could click the link. If you look in the description of this post, there is a link that says eCam something or other, and you can click that, and I can see your face. And Alyssa's here. Hello, hello. How are you? How you feeling? I hope you're feeling okay. And hello, and Helly. Hello, Helly. How are you? And Dagmar's here. Hi. How you doing? Nice to see you. So anyway, that's who's here so far. Let's get started, shall we? Oh wait, somebody. How was your day, Bobby? My day was pleasant and good, actually. Thank you for asking, JJ. I appreciate that. That's nice. And Mikey is also here. Okay, enough of you people. Chew this thing, get rid of it. I'm gonna ignore the comments now. I'll come back. Oh wait, you're just saying hi and you got to get back to work. You're teasing me with your Facebook userness. Okay, that's fine. And now I'm ignoring the comments. Let's go. Oh wait a minute! For crying out loud! I'm about to do yesterday's live again because I still have yesterday's spiel hanging up on the. Oh man, you know, just I don't know why you people don't just quit this group and go find another group with a person who does daily lives and is on the ball. I gotta hang this up now. Oh gee, I hope that's enough tape. Okay, let's go. Sorry about that. Colors are not isolated. So that's the title that I chose for today because I feel like we have all these things in our lives that we deal with, and we kind of put them in categories. My friend Landon and I say that people put things in buckets, right? I got my money bucket, I got my health bucket, I got my relationship bucket, I got my love bucket, right? All kinds of buckets. And it doesn't have to be a bucket. The bucket's just a metaphor. It could be a pile. It could be a drawer in a dresser. It could be anything, right? If you're wearing your amusement park pants, it could be different pockets for the different parts of your life. And today, this morning, I was trying to think of what to do Daily Fuel about. And so I did a post in the group that said, what's your biggest obstacle today? What's your biggest hurdle today? And the list just went on and on and on. And so everybody kind of had a different thing. There were some that were similar and the same, but I noticed that they all fell into the category of not enough time, not enough money, not enough health, not enough. Nobody really complained too much about relationships, although some people mentioned relationships in the gist of things, but mostly it was that kind of stuff. And I was thinking how really, when you take a prism and you shine light, visible light through a prism, and it breaks it into, the rainbow colors. You know colors, right? You're an artist. And so when it breaks it up, but the when we look at red light, it's it's on a frequency, or purple light is on the other end of the visible spectrum, and the frequencies are different. I can never remember which is the slow frequency and which is the fast frequency. I think it doesn't matter. Anyway, they're different. And our eyes see these frequencies and we turn them into colors in our brain. The colors don't actually exist. We just make them in our brain. And so we do the same thing with all the stuff in our lives. We have energy that we put out into the universe, and the energy comes back to us, and we are the prism. We are the prism that turns it into things. And it's like, the energy hits us, and instead of it being Roy G. Biv, it's money, health, right? It just breaks it up into these categories. It's like scattergories. I just thought of that. No, I'm not saying that again, right? So it breaks it up into these things, and then we see them as different, isolated things. I don't have a problem with money, but man, I can't find anyone to love me. Or I have a great relationship, but I'm sick all the time. Or anything like that. And your thing feels like, yeah, but my thing is the thing. Let me tell you something. Everybody has a thing, and everybody's thing is the thing. And they all can really seem like they suck. And they do. I'm not saying that they're fake. I'm not saying you're making it up. I'm not saying it's just we have created these prisms, these lenses that we use to see our world, except now we're not looking with our eyes, we're looking with our minds, and these lenses that we use are breaking up the energy of the universe, of us, and putting it into categories, putting it into different colors. But these colors are not isolated. They are all connected and they're all the same. So here's the good news. I'm going to skip to the end. The good news is that if you've got anything in your life that's going great, that means you've tapped into some kind of energy that is going well for you. You can expand that energy to everything. So that's the good news. Here's the bad news. It's hard. It's not easy to do. It takes a lot of work, and it does take time. So I have 3 things to say today, but these are things that really go along with everything we talk about all the time. So number 1 is these obstacles that everybody listed in the post today, and that even if you didn't list it in the post, I'm sure you've got an obstacle, just a thing that's like, fuck that thing. Whatever it is. They're indicators, and that's a word that I like to steal from Abraham. If you don't know who Abraham is, Abraham Hicks, and look it up. And so an indicator is sort of like the that first piece of contrast that you get, right? You're doing something, and then something a little annoying happens because the indicators don't start off as a smack in the face. They start off as a little tap on the cheek, right? They don't start off as cancer. They start as a cold, and or not literally, but like that, of that level. They start off as small, and we have the ability to discern that something's a little off, and then shift it, and then get it back on track. But for most of the categories of our lives, we're good at doing that. Oh, that's a little off. Let me fix that. Oh, now we're back on track and we're good. And I'm happy. But we have this one category or 2 categories in our lives that it's like, no, I'm not looking at that. And now it's not annoying anymore. Now it's really annoying. Now it's getting louder. Now it's like every time you're trying to, it's like right in your ear. And now it's a pain, or now it's phone calls are coming in, or now it's the end of the thing, and you know what I mean? It's like things are happening, and now it's like, how did this happen, and how did I get here? And it's because we have put on our blinders, and we didn't pay attention to the indicators when it was it's like when you're driving a car, and the light comes on, and you're like, it's probably just the light bulb. It's not the light bulb. I mean, it could be the light bulb, but it's not the light bulb. There's something wrong. And if you keep driving with the light on, then eventually the car's going to break. And it's like, oh, man, why did this happen? Well, it's been telling you. It's been telling you, you know. So here's a real life example. I'll use myself as a real life example. But I know we all have different categories. And so my category might not be your category. But you can understand this, right? So for me, I don't really have a problem with health. I just don't. Somehow or another, I have figured out how to see the tweaks and just sort of steer the ship so that it's like, oh, look at that. That's a crappy thing. Let me go over here. And it's like, that doesn't mean I never get sick or I never feel bad or I have like pieces of health that are annoying. And here are my indicators, and I know them well because they're the first things that pop on the minute that I'm off track. Is my back starts to hurt. Oh, I get this twinge in my lower back, and I wake up a little stiff, and I'm like, fuck, that's not, I hate when this happens, you know? Except I don't think of it as what's wrong with my back. I think of it as, oh man, I haven't been meditating all week. That's how I think of it when I get back pain. Now here's the other. So what happens is I start meditating. I'll go back to meditating. I don't run to the doctor because I just know that this is not a physical problem. This is an energy problem, and it's something that I can tweak. I'll start to get run down. I'll start to feel that thing in my throat. I don't know if you remember a few weeks ago I was having that thing in my throat, and my voice was getting scratchy. That's as bad as it got. And then it got better. Because I know, oh, I need to reverse this. You know, I'll get a sniffle and I'll be like, that's it. I need to rest more. I need to meditate more. I need to exercise more. And I'm good. And then it goes away and I'm fine and I'm healthy. Thank goodness. But there are other things like, and they usually come. My bigger one is money in business because I'm so tied to it. I'm so attached to it. You know, if I get that little twinge of pain in my back, I think of energy. But if a client wants to be annoying or cancel a project or a check doesn't come in that I was expecting or blah 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 blah, I don't think of it as, oh, it's energy. Let me just. I go, what the heck, man? Why are you doing this to me? This guy's a pain in the ass. And it's like now suddenly I'm in 3D land and I forget everything about source energy, and I'm trying to figure, hey, when are you gonna pay me, dude? Right? It's like what's the matter with you? You can't do that. That's not how it works. But because of that, and because I go off the wall with that, or it's like the reverse is, it's like I don't have enough to pay this thing, so I'm ignoring it. Right? They don't go away. When you owe somebody money, they don't go away. They're annoying that way. I wish that they would go away. That'd be nice, but they don't. So the phone's ringing, blah, 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 right? And it's like, okay, so these are the things. Then it always gets to this point. It gets to this point all the time. I might have 5 or 6 clients that owe me money, and I can't find any of them. And as soon as I get to that point, I remember. I go, man, I got 6 people that owe me money right now, and none of them are answering the phone or answering their emails, or they've disappeared from planet Earth. Well, clearly that's me, right? Because then I remember. Except it wasn't just when it was a twinge in the back. Now it's like I've got a full-blown like brace on, money-wise. You know what I mean? So it's like I wait till it gets too far to remember, oh, I gotta fix it. And then I'll go back to my energy work on that subject or a different subject. I'll just stop thinking about it. And it gets better, you know? So, Here, that's number one. Number one's the big one. Number 2 and 3 kind of go together. But number 2 is that these things start off as indicators, but then they will become a manifestation. So I kind of just told you number 2. It's like if I wait too long, or if you wait too long with your thing, they become a manifestation, and now it's something you have to deal with. Man, it kind of stinks because when you have to deal with it, Abraham says, okay, well, you jumped out of the airplane without the parachute, so now you just have to wait till you land. It'll be over soon, and then you can start over again. So that's the good news, again, is that these things usually aren't the end of the world. Usually there's, you'll hit the ground, and you can bounce back, and it's like you start all over. It might not be fun, it might not be enjoyable, and it might be annoying, but I think we all have those things that we can look back on from last year or 5 years ago or 10 years ago where it was like, man, I went through that thing and it was really bad at the time, but I came through it and I'm stronger now and I've gotten to this point in my life. But number 3 is the takeaway from this is that whenever you feel like you're in that position where I've jumped out of the airplane, I don't have a parachute on, I ignored all the indicators on this thing, and now I have to deal with this manifestation. That's not the time to panic. That's the time to start thinking about the next time, because you are going to hit the ground and land, and you are going to bounce back and be like, hey, look at that. I'm fine. I'm ready to fight another day. Well, that other day is going to come before you know it. And you know how I know it? Because here's that thing. We all get stuck in these cycles where we're like, how am I here again? How am I having this problem again? Right? Well, because you had the problem, you dealt with the problem like a lunatic, and you fell out of the airplane without a parachute, you hit the ground, except now you just let yourself splatter, and then you picked up the pieces and you went, ah, and you're all pissed off about it. Well, what you could do is you could start saying, well, this thing manifested, I'm going to have to deal with the consequences of it, but I don't have to allow this to happen again. I can start preparing for the next time, because the next time is going to happen if I don't start preparing. And the way we do that is we start doing energy work with the intention of, I'm going to get to the bottom of this. I'm going to solve this for myself. I'm going to recognize the indicators when they're small and manageable so that I can start dealing with them when they're small and manageable. It's easy to deal with one cat when it's loose in the room. You can find it. But if you ignore the cat and it has kittens and other cats come over, I don't know. Now you got a room full of cats that are running around and they're pissing and shitting everywhere, and it's annoying, and it's like, you got to get rid of them. So now that your room is empty, you got no cats in it. Now here comes a cat. I don't know where I came up with this cat thing, but go with it. You can get up and fix the thing with the one cat. If you're feeling that twinge in your back, you can go meditate and take some Tylenol or something and deal with that. If you've got to call that client and deal with that issue, just deal with it and get it over with when it's small. Because when we don't and we ignore the indicators, then it grows and it grows and it grows, and it becomes bankruptcy, it becomes chronic pain, it becomes divorce, it becomes those things because we ignored it. But we can reverse it and start preparing for a better day tomorrow. And that's the hard part, because when you're in the middle of the crap, you don't want to think about, well, I'll just meditate and in a couple of weeks or months everything will be fine and I won't have this problem again. You don't want to hear that. But that's it, and I'm here to tell you the truth. So, I'm going to take a sip of water. Let me see who we got. Oh boy, I see some comments. Wow, can you read my comments? I should see that, Amy. Let me see. I see that. I see Amy. I see Amy. I see... That's it. That's the first time I saw Amy. Oops, latesy. Will hashtag... Nope, yeah, okay, so I guess you're here. It's a JJ left. Alyssa's here. Hi. I said hi to you guys. Dagmar, yep. How was your day? Right, okay, I saw this. Oh, and then Ray was here. Why doesn't Bobby ever start at 6:33? Why doesn't Bobby ever start at 6:33? I'll tell you a secret. I set it for 6:33, and the one time that I started it at exactly 6:33, it took like 5 minutes for the first person to get here. So I don't do it anymore. I make you wait. Also, I'm not ready. Just saying hi. I saw that. I'm a mysterious man. Oh, who's this? Who's that? A mysterious man. I didn't order a mysterious man. Who could this be? Oh, it's Jason Redwood. Hey, buddy, how you doing? You need to click. I'll tag all you people. Extreme close up. What? I'm close. I don't know what I did. All right. Bucket rhymes with. Hello, Bobby. Hello, Kirsten. How are you? Nice to see you. Thank you for addressing me individually. I appreciate that. Hi, Bobby. Hi, everyone. See? There you go, Donna. Donna's got it. Dagmar. Hi. The spectrum of colors, like the tones of music, create together. They need each other. And when you look at a tree, the leaves are green, but all kinds of different shades of green. I like that. Creates so much life. I always imagined if there are colors that was so not no. I always imagined if there are colors that we do not know, see as a child, that we do not know, or see, yeah. I seriously believe, I think about this is a little bit off topic, but of all the light energy, because everything is a wavelength, and it just goes from like for low frequency to high frequency. and the visible spectrum that we could see with our eyes, like if all the light in the universe was like this wide, the visible spectrum that we could see is like that wide. That's it. We can only see whatever's in this spectrum. Everything else is infrared to ultraviolet. It's just invisible. We can't see it. We can detect it. We have X-rays. We can detect it. We can, but we have to turn it into visible light to see it with our eyes. So, if it's like we always think, if aliens came like on Star Trek, like they'd all be like people shaped and they'd all be like, hello, I speak a language that somehow you figured out in 5 minutes. But they might not even have eyes that could see the visible spectrum. We might not even be able to like see each other, like they might see other things that we don't register. So there could be also, have you ever like wondered like if the thing that I see that's blue is the same that you see is blue? There's a Vsauce video about this where it's like we don't really have a way to know if what I think is red is the same color that you think is red. And, your red might be my green, but we can both look at the thing and agree that it's red because you're like, yeah, that's red. But if I saw your red, I'd be like, what are you talking about? That's green, but I can't ever see your red. Anyway, that's a different Daily Fuel. Probably not soon, but hello, Bobby. And hello, my beautiful people. I'm not beautiful? No matter what you people say, I'm gonna rag on it. Amy, oops, latesy. That's okay. We'll hashtag replay 8 minutes. Donna, we all have things, but the consistent thing that continually come up are the things we need to address. Yes? Well, there's a school of thought there, right? You can address it or you can ignore it. See, maybe the thing that is the thing for you is that thing because it's the thing you're always thinking about. Why don't you try thinking of something else? If you're constantly... I'm going to get into a money thing probably a lot because I'm reading a book by Kyle Cease. I just bought it. Laura started reading it. But if you don't know who Kyle Cease is, he's like another Dr. Joe kind of guy, except he's not a scientist. He's a comedian, but he's amazing. And he's really funny. And he's very smart. And he was saying that, money is a thing that a lot of people have a problem with because we're so attached to it, And unlike most stuff, money is that thing that you feel like you got to go out and do something about. So for me, it's easy to relate things to money because I'm very business oriented and I'm very focused on the money part. For me, I don't think about health. It's just I wake up in the morning and if I notice a problem, I'll take a little better care of myself and everything goes away. And that's just how it is for me, and I'm lucky that way. But when it comes to money, I'm like, I gotta call that guy, and I gotta do that thing, and if I don't get that project finished, I won't get paid, and blah blah blah. And so it's like I attach tasks to it, So your question is that what we should focus on? Maybe if you feel like I'm focused on it so much, I never shut up about it, then think of something else. Go pet the dog or the cat, not if you have 9 million cats in the room, but you know what I'm saying. It's like, go do something else, take a day off, get away from that thing that is constantly in your face. It doesn't need to be, and it probably is the reason why it's a thing for you, because you're just always thinking about it. Streaming is really bad. Oh, really? Oh, that stinks. Can you read my comments? Yes. I'm assuming. Were there more? Let me see. Where's that one? There's Amy and then Amy. Yeah, okay. Can you read? Yeah. Okay. Amy Tyler, no. I don't know what that was. To me, our heart is a crystal touched by light. It reflects a rainbow dance of potential. Our heart is a crystal touched by light. It reflects a rainbow dance of potential. And the whole process of mixing colors, weaving colors with paint, pencils, even my clothes I pick color-wise. Yeah, so you're thinking of your heart as the prism and you're reflecting your feelings through color. Literally through color is what you're saying. The art that you make, the clothes that you wear, and even if you do stuff to yourself, that's cool. Any way that you think about it, you could literally think of it as color. You could just, the color thing was a metaphor for, the money and the relationships and the health and stuff like that. But yeah, you could literally assign colors to it, or think of your energy in terms of colors. Like maybe you can think like, oh, when I'm feeling this way, it helps me to lean towards green, and so you'll wear something green, and maybe that lifts your mood or changes your mood to a certain way. But if you wear red or warmer colors, it makes you feel a different way. Or you paint with that. It doesn't even have to be what you wear. It could you paint or create with those colors. So certainly we, especially those of us who are visual artists, can use color to help cultivate and nurture the mood that we're trying to create in ourselves and in our audience. Certainly, as a graphic designer, I understand the potential that color has in marketing and advertising. There are reasons why so many corporate things are blue, or so many buttons on websites. The buy now buttons are like yellow and orange or something like that. They're trying to grab your attention in certain ways, and colors have a way of activating certain feelings in people when you see them. Tony's here. What's up, buddy? How you doing? Nice to see you. Discernment filtered through a vibration of love is a good practice to find clarity. Yeah. If you can, so here's what I'm taking from that. All right, hang on. Sometimes I start talking my answer before I let the thought process enough, and I'm just like, oh yeah, and then nothing comes out. So discernment filtered through a vibration of love. So I like these words. I like discernment, and I like filter, and I like love, but I'm not going to start with that one. So let's start with the filter, because if we're thinking of the, so going back to colors for a moment, the prism. So light in general can go through a prism, and it refracts, into the various colors of the rainbow. And but we have the ability to do that with our heart, the way Dagmar described it as she thinks of her own heart as a crystal. We can do it. You can think of it through your mind's eye, your third eye, however you like to think of it. It doesn't really matter. But think of yourself as the lens that is the energy of the universe is coming into it, and now you are discerning it, not discerning like literally discerning it. And you don't have to put it into categories. You don't have to break it up into the various colors and then think of them as separate things. You can just think of them as parts of the whole. And here's why I really like this, because now when that energy does come in, and you're noticing the money and the health and the relationships and the time and the stuff, if you realize that they're all one and the same, and you can filter them through the idea of love being the highest vibration, well, now you're just like, how can I feel about this color, this topic, so that I'm in love with it? How can I feel about this one? This one's easy for me. This one I never have a problem with, and if I do, I just go, and it's fine. This one is like all over the place constantly for me. What do I need to change? Maybe the answer will come to you in with that kind of question. Or you can even ask, how can I relate this one that's always mangled and torn and broken to this one that's always straight as an arrow and feels really good for me? What do I do here that I don't do here? Or how do I feel here that I don't feel here? And can I do it? Can I feel it here? The answer is yes, you can. You're just not practiced at it. And it's hard to do it when you're in the middle of crap. It's like, I always feel good about money. Money is just so easy for me. It's just always flowing in, but I don't feel good. So what do I feel about money? Well, it's there. I don't think much about it. It's very easy for me, and I'm very appreciative of all the income sources I've created in my life. But when it comes to the way that I feel and my health, I'm constantly like this over it. Well, how can I feel about this? So when you figure out like the way that I feel about money, or the way that I feel about the good one that's working for me, I can filter that through a filter of love, and I can realize how this one makes me feel, and this one I respond to in such positive ways. Now I understand what I do with that. How can I apply it to this other one that's always feeling like shit? Well, I can practice feeling that way, but it's really hard to do when you're noticing how crappy it is. That's why I say you have to start preparing for the next time. This takes work. It takes dedication. It takes a commitment to yourself that you're worth the effort to put it aside for the moment and say, you know what, I'm not even going to try and fix this problem that I'm having right now, because this problem is just a manifestation from the indicator that I ignored or didn't know how to deal with, and now I have guilt and shame associated with it and all this crap, and I'm embarrassed of it, or I feel like I need help all the time, or I don't feel independent or stable, or whatever you feel, right? But you're worth saying, I'm going to ignore all of that, even if just for 10 minutes, and I'm going to prepare myself for the ahead of time when I'm past this obstacle, but the next one's going to come up. Oh, there's so much to this. Am I getting this through? Is this thing on? I wish I could see your faces, because I don't know if everyone's going or if everyone's going sometimes I can feel it so clearly, but the words are. All right, let me see if the Morgan. Thank you, Tony. That was a really good comment. Dagmar says, about the things like money and frustration, ignoring. We create this, all of it. Too long to type. Your beliefs. Teal Swan is my big help in this, and it works. Okay. Yeah, we do. We create all of this. So just going back to what I was trying to say is, how, if this one feels good to me, how do I feel with this one? How do I respond to this one? And how do I act accordingly with this one? Can I practice those actions and feelings with this topic? It's going to take practice. I can't tell you what to do. I can't tell you how to do it. I can't tell you how long it'll take. I can only tell you you're worth putting in the time and the practice. And once you say that to yourself, I am worth putting in the time and the practice to resolve this, well, now you can do it. Now you can do it. And it doesn't matter if it takes a day or a week or a month or 10 years. You'll get there. And when you're there, you'll be happy that you did it, because if you don't do it, you will never get there, and it'll be a recurring cycle for the rest of forever. And nobody wants that. Kelly, Queen of Extremes, I seem to be. I feel that's a good band name or something, right? Or an album. Queen of Extremes. I feel a poem coming out of me about being two palettes and not just one spectrum. My colors are vibrant when I don't neglect them. That's interesting. Two palettes. Oh, Kelly. Two palettes. All right, so that whole thing about how do I feel about that, forget all that shit. This is better. Okay, so I have let's pretend we're artists, like painters, for a moment. Okay, just whether you are or you aren't, just you are for this metaphor. Okay, so I've got these two canvases, right? One is this canvas that I'm really good at painting on, and the other is this forget the canvases. I have two topics. I want to two topics. I want to do a painting of a face, and I want to do a painting of a landscape. I want to do a portrait and a landscape. Okay, the portrait is like money or whatever, and the landscape is some other topic that's not the one that you're good at. Okay, so this is the one that I'm really good at. I'm good at painting faces. I suck at painting landscapes. So what do? I get my good paint for faces and portraits because I'm good at it, but I get my crappy paint for the landscapes because I'm not good at it, and I know it. So why waste my good paint on it? When we approach the topic that we're good at, we bring our power feelings with us. We bring love and appreciation and joy with us to that painting. We're like, oh, I'm going to paint this with love. Look at that. I'm going to paint this with appreciation and a little humility and laughter and joy. And wow, what a beautiful painting. All right, now you got to go paint a landscape. Oh, all right. I'm going to paint this with guilt and shame and not good enough. And it sucked the last time I did this, so it's probably going to suck again, right? I'm going to use those paints, that palette. Kelly, thanks. Does that make sense? Right? We bring two different palettes depending on which painting we're making. Bring the same palette. How can I do this with, you got to paint, now this is the work, right? The work is now, you're really good at painting portraits with your love palette, but now you got to paint a landscape. But don't get the crappy palette. Bring the love palette to the landscape. How can I approach this topic with this palette? How can I make this painting with this palette? I don't know. I can't. The brush doesn't go, right? Well, if in a literal painting, obviously you can do it. But now we're thinking like, I'm not used to approaching this topic from this feeling place. Every time this topic comes up, it triggers me and I immediately go into this feeling place, right? How can I approach this topic from this feeling place? Well, ask yourself, the next time you get triggered, say, wait a minute, which palette am I bringing to this painting? You know, or if you're a sculptor, like, which set of tools am I bringing to this thing? Whatever you do. I don't know how sculptures work. How do you do that? I don't know how they do that. Anyway, right? You know, if you're a dancer, which shoes are you bringing? Okay. You would think as an artist myself, I would understand artistic metaphors better, but I really don't. I'm a digital artist and a singer. I don't know what you people do. I really don't. I think it's interesting. But anyway, Dagmar. Thank you, Kelly. That was a good one. The cats. I use fire in the woods, forest. Deal with it when it is small, when you smell smoke. Right, exactly. So there's a fire and a good example. That's way better than cats. Thank you. Where were you when I was writing this? You start to smell smoke, right? If you smelled smoke, are you going to be like, nah? No. You're going to go check it out. What is burning? Did somebody leave something on, right? You're not going to wait until the smoke alarm is going and the fire trucks are pulling up and the house is ablaze. You're going to go figure out, why do you smell smoke? Good. Kelly, you already had your gold today. I doubt this one's going to be any good. I'm feeling very frisky today. We all need somebody to lean on, comes to mind as you are talking about preparing for the next time. Probably because I've always leaned on someone and not myself. And by myself, I mean my practices, rituals, intentional moments of connection and tenderness with self. Intentional praising, encouraging, emotionally supporting. So those are your two palettes, right? One is the way you can deal with things with yourself. When it's this topic, I got it. I got it. When it's this topic, I immediately go like, who can help me? I need help. I need somebody to do this for me, right? Those are an example of the two different palettes. How do you bring this palette that I can do this myself because I'm Kelly and I'm freaking awesome, right? I'm the queen of extremes. Don't use that one. Queen of something else. Make up a better word. Queen of awesomeness or something, right? And bring this palette to that problem. I can do this myself. I can do this. I am worth... If I don't know how to do it, I am worth learning how to do it, okay? Because I'm worth it. Not just Kelly, all of you people. Eat tadpoles. Yeah, eat tadpoles. Nice. Oh man, you guys are like all right, I got that one's going to need some explaining for the new people. Hang on, I need a sip. Okay, so a while back I did one called Eat the Frog, and it was about when you wake up in the morning and figure out all the things you got to do, and the worst one is you do that first. And the metaphor here is, imagine you wake up in the morning and you know, I can do anything I want for the rest of the day, but at some point today I have to eat a frog. I just got to take it and I have to put it in my mouth and swallow it whole. I got to eat this thing. It's going to be gross. It's going to be annoying. It's going to be whatever. It's going to be unpleasant. But I have to do it. So I can, if I want to, do everything else and then put it off. And the whole day is just going to be like, oh my God, I got to eat this frog, right? Or I could get out of bed, go over to the frog, say, later, dude, and pop him in the mouth and swallow it and be done with it. And now I got the rest of the day, after I brush my teeth, to enjoy my day because that annoying thing is out of the way. That's Eat the Frog. Ray is saying, eat the tadpole. If I know, see, because now I've got this annoying thing. I'm waking up today and I know I got this annoying thing to deal with. I could probably look back in time and be like, it wouldn't be such an annoying frog if I had made that call or taken care of that thing or done that thing or what, the things you could have done to not get to this point where now you got to eat this stupid frog. It was a tadpole before. If I could have just dropped it in the water, I wouldn't even noticed it. Good one, Ray. Wow. Hey, you people are on fire today. You don't even need me. Polishing my crystal. I feel that, Dagmar. There you go. Ray, you lovely, wonderful, wise woman. Amy, color me happy. I walk in joyous sync with how it flows. I'm living the life I only ever wished on before and enjoying all the moments of all the days. That's awesome. I'm happy to hear that. That's always a wonderful thing. I know you've got like your new thing going on. I'm really happy for you, Amy. That's awesome. Extremes? Wow, hadn't noticed. I may have to leave early. That's not allowed. There's no the bell does not dismiss you. I dismiss you. That's fine. You can go whenever you have to go. You don't have to tell me. Like water is clear, but we don't see it as clear. Oh, because what I was saying, the colors before. Yeah, because we don't see things. We don't see water. We see the light reflecting off the water and bouncing into our eyes, which is why sometimes water looks black, water looks green, water looks blue, because it's the different light and also the crap in the water that the light's reflecting off that we see too. But yeah, we don't see object. You don't see me. You see the light bouncing off of me going into the camera. Also, if you were here in the room, I don't look the way I look in the camera. I don't look this dark and dramatic in real life. Yeah, I've got some shadows, but it's not this dark in this room. The camera just makes it look that way because we see light. I don't know why that's important. Psh, all my content is mild and demure. Oh, you're not the queen of extreme. Oh, wait, yeah, I get it now. Okay. You are beautiful too, Bobby. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I need to get a form to France. I need to get a form to France. Okay. Is that a literal thing? Like you literally need to get something off to France? Or is that like some code I don't know? Hola. Hey, how you doing, buddy? Nice to see you. There's a new profile picture. Dagmar, when you have a thought about money, a limiting one or one that stresses you, open it up. I thought you were telling me to open it up and recreate it after you found the core of that thought. Again, I truly recommend the Teal Swan video about money manifestation. I have to there's so much. I will. Thank you. Open it up and recreate it after you found the core of that thought. That's interesting. That's interesting. All right, that it interests me, but I'm not 100% sure what it means, so I'll have to go watch that video. This makes me think, hi Crimson, how are you? This makes me think of chakras and balance and colors of my life. Yeah. That, you know what, I'm not going to riff on that because I hadn't considered that, but I can imagine that the chakras are all assigned different colors, right? And we sort of like, everybody's got, so if your thing is like money, then it's like your root chakra, and it's like, and so if you figure out what chakra you have, it's closed, so you do the meditations, or you go get this crystal or that crystal, or you do the things, and you work on opening up that chakra. It's the same thing, except bring the palette. If your other chakras, you're like, these chakras are all open for me. These energy centers are working great for me. It's this one. This one is just, I always have a knot in my stomach, right? Well, figure out, don't try to like jab this one with a knife. Figure out how you're painting these. What palette are you bringing to these? And bring that palette to this one. Cool. Another interesting metaphor. Thanks. That's nice. Sometimes I think that shedding light on all things, no matter what color they are, helps you see them more clearly. Turning the light off doesn't alter the colors, just darkens them and intensifies them. Yeah. That's cool. I like that. Yeah, the only time that there's no color is when there's no light, zero. Then it's just you can't see anything. But I like to think that shedding light on all things helps you see them more clearly. Okay, I don't know how to add to that, but I like that. Talking with your heart about money, about health. In the heart space, I always feel what it's telling me, and all is opened and changes. So let's go back to your thing, because your thing, you imagine your heart as the crystal that you use to refract the energy to the various parts of you. So you bring everything into this heart space, and here's another way to think about it, right? So earlier we said, when I paint this one, I bring this palette. When I paint this one, I bring this palette. But here's an opposite way to think about it. When I bring this into the heart space, it feels this way. Oh, I like that. I like this one. This one's good. This one's easy for me. I don't usually have a problem with this one. Let me try bringing this one into the heart space. Whoa, I don't like this one. This one's annoying, right? Why? What changed there? You know, it's, yes, the energy frequencies might be a little different, but your heart is capable of allowing them all in and letting them all come together, because they all come together to create the ultimate light. Just like all the colors come together to create the ultimate light. We were thinking of it earlier as light coming into a prism and refracting into the various colors, but the reverse also works. The individual colors come in and create the ultimate light. What's the difference? Well, probably it's something that now when this one comes in, it's like you're closing up. It's like, oh, I this one's burned me before. This one's great. This one I can let come in all day long. Oh yeah, I like it. I like this one. Oh, this is nice. Feel this, right? But this one, it's like, now try this one. It's like, I don't like. Wait, hang on. Let me prepare for this one. I gotta get ready for this one. Let me gear up. And what do? You're like, okay, let's go. No, right? And you're blocking it. You're putting up resistance, literally. You guys make me think. We are getting it. Cool. I got you, Bobby. All right. Oh, wow. This was that long ago? Because I asked you guys. Wow, how many comments do we have? You're saying it's fine. Your physical expressions make it more clear. Who's that? I don't know who that is. You are beautiful too, Bobby. Oh, I like that comment. I'll read that one again. You are beautiful too, Bobby. Thank you, Brandy. Allah, right, saw that. We're getting it. JJ. Oh, I thought you left. You're saying it's fine. Your physical expressions make it more clear. Yeah. I try to make Daily Fuel something that you can just listen to, because I know sitting there and just looking at the screen the whole time can be annoying. A lot of people like to have it on in the background, or you can do your thing, or you're driving, or you're painting, or whatever. But I'm a visual person as well. I can't help it. Kelly, focusing on the stuff you feel little to no resistance on in your life in order to practice those feelings. Gratitude lists. Focus on the stuff. This is going back to what we said earlier. Dagmar, by being aware more of your own responses and opening the trigger. Seeing? What is that word? Soothing? I don't know what that word is. By being aware more of your own responses and something that triggers thoughts, it will so start to go automatically after a while. It's a process. It is a process. I don't know what that word is, but I understand what you're saying. So if you're aware of your responses and you start to become aware of what your triggers are, and you can say, wait a minute, I don't have to react that way. It's just become a habit to react that way. You don't have to. And I am worth practicing not doing that. How can I use all of my emotions constructively? By listening to them. It's always trying to tell you something. So what is it trying to tell you? I am worth learning how to do it. I love that. Yes, that's going to be tonight's thing. Hi, how are you? Nice to see you. Retraining our minds to react better to situations that in the past used to flare us up. I feel is important in healing our inner child and calming those inner tantrums that our inner child throws. Yeah, retraining our minds to react better to situations that in the past used to flare us up. Flare us up, that's cool. That's what happens, right? The thing with the palettes. It's like I know to bring the good paint to paint the portrait because I've done it before and I'm really good at it. And I know how to bring the crappy paint to the landscape portrait because why? Because I've done it before and it always kicks my ass. I've done it before and I always fall flat. I've done it before and it never comes out the way that I want it. I've done it before and this annoying thing always happens. We expect it. We expect it and we train ourselves to react accordingly. We train our heart crystal to close up and not let it in because it might hurt us. We train our minds to close off any ideas of possibilities of solutions because there are none. There's no way to fix this. This thing's a pile of shit. It doesn't work. We've tried. There's no point in trying again. Yeah, really good. We have to retrain ourselves. Why? Because you are worth the time and effort that it takes to retrain yourself. Thanks for explaining the frog. I missed it. Tadpole is the moral of this story. You're welcome. I'm assuming that's JJ. You know what happens when you assume it's JJ. You're right, if you're me. Wow, today is extra great. Extra great. And I'm beautiful. Thank you, Bobby. You're welcome, Donna. Dagmar, and then listen to the story of the resistance. You are feeling the heart space things, Bobby. The open or closed state. Me happy. I'm happy. Me happy. Listen to the story of the resistance. Feeling the heart space things. I like all of this. When you expect it, that is your vibration, right? Is what you want, is what you will attack. Universal laws, right? Yeah, what you expect dictates how you're going to respond to a situation. You see this thing coming and you expect it's going to be annoying because it's been annoying before. It's what we expect. Doesn't mean it has to be anymore. It doesn't mean it has to be again. And it doesn't mean that it ever was. We just expected it to be and we created it that way. But that thing, it's just a thing. It's agnostic. It has nothing to do with anything. It's just energy. Everything is the energy coming at us. It's how we respond to it. Booby prize because Kayla's starving. Okay, we gotta go. Well, guys, I guess we're done. Well, right now my wife is in line for the booby prize. Anybody want to comment and steal it from her? I dare you. I'm sure somebody already wrote something. It's like, because it takes a while to pop up. Anyway, guys, we are done anyway. But thank you so much for hanging out with me today. As always, I do appreciate that. And we will. So what was I going to say? Literally nobody's commenting. That's funny. Okay, well, I'm gonna go. No, there we go. Food, Donna got the food. So, Donna got the food. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go have dinner. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Yeah, exactly. Food. Feed the family. Yep, you got it. Okay, so my wife gets the booby prize today. That's cool. She's never gotten it before. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good night. Bye-bye.